Hey, my little chaos gremlins. Welcome back to the channel. Pull up a chair, grab your emotional support snack, and prepare your souls, because today's story? Oh, my friends.
This one crawled out of the shadows and slapped me with the kind of plot twist that even Netflix would say is a bit much. We're talking secrets, double lives, lies dressed up as latte art-worthy perfection, all happening right next door. Literally, next door. But before I drag you into this psychological funhouse, listen, what you're about to hear isn't just another, "Oh, someone lied on the internet" story. No, no, no. This is the unraveling of a perfectly curated online identity, the kind of digital masterpiece influencers dream of, except every layer we pulled back revealed something darker. Something messier. Something so human and heartbreaking that even my cold, sarcastic soul went, yikes.
So, my drama darlings, before we jump straight into the chaos, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, drop a comment telling me if you've ever suspected your neighbor of hiding a secret life.
And send this to your nosiest friend. Trust me, by the end of the story, you'll be questioning every perfect person you've ever followed online. The flawless facade. Her name, well, the name well uses Lila, because she glowed like moonlight. Pretty from far away, terrifying up close. Lila was that neighbor. You know, the one, hair always perfect, outfits color-coordinated with the weather, smiles straight out of a toothpaste commercial. She floated through the hallway like a sponsored post. And my friends, she knew it. Her Instagram? Oh, my beautifully unhinged friends, it was digital poetry. Sunset shots. Vacation photos that screamed in living a life you can't afford. Inspirational quotes like, "Rise above, and the universe will rise with you." Yeah, sure, babe. The only thing rising was my suspicion. Because hair is the thing, every time I bumped into her IRL, she looked tired. Not tragic, but definitely not girl boss on a yacht energy. Her smile had the same tension my face gets when someone says we should do a group project. But, we ignore these things. That's what we do. Until the universe decides to slap us. The first crack, and oh, it was juicy. It started with a video. Lila posted a TikTok of herself standing on a beach, wind in her hair, waves behind her, captioned, "Healing by the ocean." Cute, right? Except my chaos gremlins. She wasn't at the ocean. She was at home. As in, I literally heard her sneeze through our shared wall 20 minutes before the video went live. You cannot be inhaling salty sea breeze and struggling with dust allergies in your bedroom at the same time, my little goblins. Science simply does not allow it. But wait, the plot thickened. Because someone commented, "You deserved this getaway after last night." Last night? My friends, what happened last night? Because I heard something. Doors slamming, voices raised, feet pacing. Not exactly Zen beach meditation vibes. And that comment lit a fuse in my brain. The stalking begins, but accidentally. Look, I'm not nosy, life just hands me mysteries like little gifts. So naturally, I clicked the photo. Reverse image search. And bam. The picture didn't belong to her. It belonged to a travel photographer in Portugal. Posted months ago. My drama darlings. She didn't even change the reflection in the sunglasses. Rookie mistake. Then my friend, our unofficial digital forensics king, dug deeper. And found it. Her old Facebook. Oh, my beautifully unhinged friends. This was not the aesthetic goddess we saw on Instagram. This was a woman struggling. Low-resolution photos. Posts about job hunting. Comments from people checking if she was okay. A breakup that clearly shattered her. It was like stepping into a completely different universe. Two Liliths, one mess. Instagram Lila. Jet-setting queen. Financially thriving. Spiritual glow-up goddess. Mysterious boyfriend showering her with gifts. Facebook Lila. Tired. Sad. Unemployed. Dealing with a complicated breakup. LinkedIn Lila. Creative consultant for international clients. Which, baby, no you weren't. My little chaos gremlins, do you understand the magnitude of this mismatch? This wasn't a red flag, this was a red billboard on fire. And once the cracks show, the whole wall is ready to crumble. My beautifully unhinged friends, if part 1 was the appetizer. This right here? This is the main course, chaos-flavored, drama-seasoned, served hot and unsettling. Because once we found Lila's old Facebook, the floodgates opened. Nothing was what it seemed, and everything was way worse than any of us expected. Cracks turn into craters. So there we were, staring at two versions of the same woman, one sparkling like a curated Pinterest board, the other raw and painfully human. But the mismatch didn't stop there. Oh no, my drama darlings, this was only the start. Every platform painted a different picture. Instagram Lila, thriving, traveling, spoiled by a mysterious boyfriend, doing consulting work from anywhere in the world. LinkedIn Lila, local part-time admin assistant, not employed anymore, open to work, very open, listing skills like team player and Microsoft Word proficient. Facebook Lila, exhausted, broke, heartbroken, posting things like one day at a time at 3 a.m. My little chaos gremlins, we all wear masks online, but this wasn't a mask. This was an entire multiverse of identities, and none of them matched. The puzzle pieces refused to fit. Our digital detective friend, bless his nosiness, decided to cross-check dates. And suddenly, everything Lila ever posted started to fall apart like a cheap wig in a rainstorm. For example, she posted a photo from Greece on the same day a neighbor spotted her at the local grocery store buying microwave mac and cheese. She posted client meeting day, pictures during a period where, according to her LinkedIn timeline, she had no clients, or job, or meetings. My drama darlings, she wasn't juggling lies, she was juggling timelines like a Marvel villain. Then came the weirdest detail. We found a string of comments from someone on her old Facebook post saying, "Lila, you can't keep pretending like this. Just talk to me." And, in another one, "We both know none of this is true." Oh, my little goblins. That sent a shiver all the way down my spine. Who was this person? Why were they calling her out? And why was it happening years ago, long before her glamorous Instagram life began? The photos start misbehaving. Then we looked closer at her photos. And by looked closer, I mean we zoomed in like FBI agents with too much caffeine. And suddenly, some shadows didn't match. Backgrounds were slightly pixelated. Her face looked copy-pasted in certain angles. In two pictures, her reflection was wearing a different outfit. My beautifully unhinged friends. Her own reflection gave her away. At this point, my brain short-circuited. Who edits that much? Who puts in that level of effort? Who curates a life that intensely? Then again, who hasn't wanted to be someone else, just for a moment? The boyfriend who did not exist. Remember the mysterious boyfriend? The one sending her flowers, taking her on secret trips, spoiling her because she's worth it? Yeah. About him. He didn't exist. Not in tags. Not in comments. Not in follows. Not in any public trace. It was like she was dating Casper but way less friendly. But what did exist was her ex. And oh, my little gremlins, his trail was messy. We found an open comment, because people forget privacy settings are real, where he wrote, "She blocked me on everything, and now she's using our old pictures, editing me out of them. I don't even know who she is anymore." Oh no. That means the romantic beach trip? Probably originally his trip. The dinner photos? Probably dates they went on years prior. The flowers from Bay, bought by Lila, photos originally taken when they were together. This wasn't deception for fame. This was grief wearing makeup. And suddenly, everything felt heavier. The night we should have noticed everything. Remember her healing by the beach post? The one she uploaded while physically in her apartment? Well, that night before the post, I heard something through the wall. A fight. A crying spell. Something being dropped. A door opening. Then closing. Then silence. No ocean waves. No peaceful meditation soundtrack. Just a real woman going through something real. And it hit me. She wasn't posting lies to trick anyone. She was posting lies to survive something. Because sometimes reality hurts too much to even look at. The secret account that blew everything open. Just when we thought we'd seen enough, we found her secret Instagram. Not the glamorous one. Not the archived, sentimental one. A third one.
Locked.
Private.
Small.
30 followers at most. And that account was the real Lila.
Posts like,
Trying not to fall apart tonight. I don't want anyone to know how bad things are. I wish I could live the life I pretend to have. If I stop posting the perfect version of me, will anyone care about the real one? My drama darlings. This wasn't just deception. This was heartbreak carved into pixels. A woman building a fantasy because her reality felt unbearable. And suddenly, the story wasn't funny anymore. It was human. Painfully human. My beautifully unhinged friends. Everything up to this point had been unsettling, suspicious,
messy. But now?
Now we slide straight into the part of the story where my jaw hit the floor, rolled under the couch, and refused to come back out. Because what we uncovered next wasn't just inconsistency. It was heartbreak. It was trauma. It was a woman drowning and calling it vacation content. The purchase that shattered everything. Remember the fancy bouquet she posted? The one with the caption, "Surprise for my man, so grateful."
Well,
on her secret account, the raw one, the honest one she posted. Bought these myself, so people won't think I'm alone. My drama darlings. That line punched me right in the sternum. You could literally feel the loneliness dripping from those words. This wasn't curated deception. This was a woman trying to keep herself from collapsing by pretending someone cared. And suddenly, all the little lies made a lot more sense. It was never about impressing strangers. It was about avoiding the pain of being seen as broken. Music soft, melancholic piano. I swear, my little chaos gremlins. That post changed the whole emotional tone of this investigation. The ex who never left the story.
Time to talk about the ex.
Because, oh boy, his existence explained everything. Digging through old public comments, we found a confession he left on a community page months after they broke up. She blocked me everywhere, but she keeps editing me out of our old photos and reposting them like they're new. I don't know who she is anymore. My beautifully unhinged friends. Lila wasn't fabricating memories. She was recycling them, scrubbing out the heartbreak, repainting her past into something she wished it had been. Every romantic dinner? Old. Every mystery man gift? Paid by her. Every couple's trip? A repurposed picture with him edited out like a ghost erased from history. And if that doesn't scream emotional devastation, I don't know what does. This wasn't attention-seeking. This was grief wearing a smile. The night everything broke, the missing context. Remember the sounds through the wall? The argument? The crying? The slammed door? We always assumed it was just life happening. Until we found a post on her private account from that exact night. I hit rock bottom today. I don't want anyone to see me like this. And then another, minutes later, I'm scared of who I'm becoming. My drama darlings. This wasn't someone trying to manipulate the world. This was someone who couldn't bear to be witnessed in their lowest moments. While Instagram got a beach. Her reality was a breakdown. I cannot explain the ache of realizing she crafted beauty on top of desperation. The family secret that blew open the why. Just when we thought we understood her pain, we found her third profile. The one she used for creative work. Except it wasn't creative work. It was a journal. A coded confession booth. Posts included. I can't go home anymore. They think I ruined everything. If they knew what I've been hiding, they'd never forgive me. I had to leave before I disappeared completely. My sweet little chaos gremlins. These weren't aesthetic captions. These were emotional evacuation signals. Something had happened. Something big. Something that pushed her to rebuild herself as someone else entirely. The trauma wasn't just romantic. It wasn't just financial. It was foundational. Her entire identity was cracked. So she built new ones. Plural. Everything collapses into one terrible realization. Let's stack it all together. She was drowning in debt. She was heartbroken and never healed. She was estranged from her family. She was ashamed of struggling. She built a fantasy life to cope. She curated timelines to escape her real one. She edited her past until it resembled what she wished her present was. She created multiple selves because her real self felt unbearable. My drama darlings. Lila wasn't lying for clout. She was self-medicating with fiction. She didn't fake a perfect life to trick the world. She faked a perfect life so she wouldn't have to look at her own pain. And suddenly the story stopped being about deception. It became about survival. I sat with that realization for hours. Because beneath all the edits, the stolen photos, the pretend vacations, the imaginary boyfriend, was a woman who felt like she had to disappear unless she reinvented herself as someone worth looking at. My little chaos gremlins. Tell me that doesn't hit somewhere deep. My sweet little chaos gremlins. After hours of stitching together Lilith's digital footprints, the picture was finally complete. And honestly, I wished it wasn't. Because the truth wasn't glamorous or scandalous or even shocking in the way we expected. The truth was human. Uncomfortably human. And it left us with the question no one ever prepares you for. What do you do with someone else's broken truth when you were never meant to find it? The moral dilemma, knowing too much. I remember sitting on my couch, phone in hand, drowning in this mountain of contradictions, stolen sunsets, edited memories, heartbreak disguised as soft filter happiness. My drama darlings. It hit me like a bus. I knew more about my neighbor's pain than her own friends probably did. And that's when the guilt set in. Because yes, we followed the breadcrumbs. Yes, we uncovered the lies. But the deeper we went, the more it felt like we weren't exposing deception. We were trespassing on grief. Was it my place to confront her? Should I tell someone? Should I pretend I never knew? Should I just mind my own business? My beautifully unhinged friends. Nothing felt like the right answer. Because how do you tell someone, hey, I know your life is falling apart behind the facade you built to keep yourself from falling apart? Exactly. You don't. The cost of inventing a better self. Let me tell you a truth we rarely say out loud. Creating a fake identity isn't about fooling others. It's about protecting yourself from the person you think you are. Lila didn't want admiration, she wanted distance. Distance from her heartbreak. From her debts. From her family. From the pieces of her past she couldn't face without breaking again. Her perfect life wasn't a scam. It was armor. Every travel photo she stole was a place she wished she could escape to. Every romantic moment she recycled was a reality she wished had lasted. Every motivational caption was a pep talk she wrote for herself because no one else was giving her one. My little chaos gremlins. That realization burned. Because how many of us have done the same thing, just on a smaller scale? How many times have you posted living my best life while quietly falling apart inside?
Yeah, exactly.
The moment of empathy, the CTA de Mayo obligatorio. My drama darlings. This is the part where my usual sarcasm shuts up for a second. Because beneath all the chaos, all the detective work, all the revelations, I just felt sad for her. Not pity, not judgment, just empathy.
So hey.
If you made it this far, show some love with a like. Because this story did not unravel itself, my beautifully unhinged friends. Now, let's finish this. The digital aftermath and the quiet crash. After uncovering everything, we expected some kind of explosion. A dramatic meltdown. A public unraveling. A confession. But real life doesn't give you theatrics on cue. Real life whispers. Lila didn't delete her accounts. She didn't change her posting style. She didn't even slow down. She kept posting flawless photos. Kept sharing inspirational quotes. Kept pretending the world was a soft focus dream.
But now,
when I see her posts, I don't see perfection anymore. I see a woman holding herself together with digital duct tape. I see someone terrified of being ordinary. Someone afraid of being unlovable. Someone certain that the real her isn't enough. My chaos gremlins. It makes every filtered photo look like a silent scream. The lesson, and oh, it's a big one. Erase the truth bomb none of us want to face. Social media isn't real. But the pain behind it is. We compare ourselves to illusions. We envy stories that were never true. We chase standards nobody actually lives. And in the process, we forget that the people we idolize might be breaking just as hard. They just do it with better lighting. Lila taught me something by accident. Never assume someone's life is perfect. Never assume their happiness is real. Never assume the absence of struggle means the absence of suffering. Because sometimes the people posting the most beauty are the ones trying hardest to hide their wounds. The ending questions you won't stop thinking about. Lila still lives next door. Still smiles in the hallway. Still posts her perfect little squares of paradise. And I still wonder, does she know we uncovered her secret identity? Does she know anyone sees the cracks? Does she care? Or is she so deep into her curated self that the real her has become the stranger? My drama darlings, my little chaos gremlins. I'll leave you with this. What would you do if you discovered your neighbor's entire life was a digital illusion? Would you confront them? Protect them? Ignore it forever? Or quietly hope they're okay beneath the performance? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Smash that like.
Share this story with someone who lives online more than they live in real life. And remember, nothing online is what it seems. And sometimes neither are the people next door.